Hello, I am Jason Jeweler with EDL 851, Module 1. A little bit about me. I am a husband and father. My wife and I actually both graduated from Bethany College, which is in Lindsborg, Kansas. I currently teach or at Smoky Valley Middle School, which is also in Lindsborg, Kansas, so it's kind of like being at home. I am a 7th grade ELA teacher. I also coach. I coached basketball this past year, and I also anticipate coaching football next year as well. I do have my endorsement in ESOL, and I am in my 3rd year of teaching. In terms of school improvement, I think the big thing that you kind of want to do is start building that unity, where you're kind of together, you're collaborating, you're working as one, not a bunch of different subgroups, but really joining together to make the school the best it possibly can be. In doing that, you want to kind of create the same common language and expectations. So that way students don't have different expectations or different language room to room, that they know from the moment they step into the building, this is what's expected, this is the type of things that they're going to hear, but also building that respect, that they're going to be treated as a human being, and but also that this is a standard. And going down that line, it's also very positive language, where we're going to focus on doing the good things, and we're going to really commend you for all the positive things that you're doing, even if they're really little things. That overall can just improve the morale. Retention. I think when it comes to retention, there's a few things. It's not just retaining students, but also faculty members. So honestly, making each member feel valued and not just a number. You don't necessarily want to make not only the kids feel like they're just somebody in a seat, but they don't want the faculty members feeling like they're just a number and they're replaceable. You want to show that you're invested in their life and that you can provide for them in ways that they may not even understand. But just being somebody there for them, and providing for them in any way possible. But again, just in my experience as a faculty member, when you make me feel, or just make a faculty member in general feel like a number, they don't want to necessarily come back. So when you can actually make them feel like a valued member of the school, somebody that's contributing, but also that they're needed and we don't want you to leave, that can definitely help with retention. But the same goes to the students. When you make them feel like they're supposed to be there and that they're welcomed and they're wanted, they definitely, it helps in terms of wanting to come back. Learning. The big thing is kind of staying up to date with teaching strategies. The education world is evolving very quickly, and the more that you can stay on top of the game and kind of ahead of the curve, the better. So the big thing is updating curriculum and updating technology. When you may not have the necessary funds for that kind of stuff, you want to do your best and what you're available, and do what you can at the time. So while not every situation is ideal, you want to do your best with what you do have, but also engage by displaying. I think the biggest thing, if kids know that their work is going to be displayed, whether it's in the local paper, on the website, even just out on the wall of the school, something down that line, when you give them an opportunity to display their talent and their abilities, then they become much more invested in their learning. Well-being. Well-being is a huge concept, and something that students today take very seriously is their mental health. And as much as we want to help students learn as educators, we also need to provide for them the opportunity just to kind of take time off from learning. And not so much what they can learn in the textbook, but provide them the ability to just get that social emotional learning. Be able to work with groups beyond looking at a textbook, just get time to socialize. And that really does help go a long way with not only morale around the students, but just getting that opportunity to kind of relax and think of school as a very positive environment. Also providing more activities and that opportunity to collaborate. It's extremely important, especially K through 12, that they get that opportunity to just work with each other and not just in the same grade level, but get them working with younger and older. And definitely does help with just physical and emotional. Roles played by relationships. Within the school, relationships can honestly be the difference between a student being successful and a student not being successful. Sometimes it has nothing to do with their ability. It has everything to do with the relationships that you're building with the students and other faculty members. So when you show that you're invested in that person's life, whether it is the student or faculty member, they're more inclined to kind of give you everything they have in terms of effort and ability, and just showing that you care and build a deeper meaning. You don't want this to be a very basic level role that you have with the person. You want them to understand that you're there for them, not just for a grade or a paycheck. And then trust. When you can develop trust between someone, you have that ability to bring out the best in them. They want to do what's best for not only you, but for the school and everybody around them. And efficiency will increase when you can kind of step away because I trust that you can get the job done. You don't have to oversee everything because you know that this person can get the job done. And so efficiency will definitely increase when you can build that trust. And then well-being. I think when you focus on the well-being of each and every single person and the school in general, it just creates a better culture, and the morale will definitely increase. And so when you have a great school culture, so many of those things really you can't even begin learning before you take care of the most essential needs. And so when you can build that morale and have that school culture that people are very invested in being a part of, then the school overall just becomes extremely successful. And then in those, all of that plays a role in supporting the success of the educator and the student. When you invest in relationships and build trust and focus on well-being, you're going to create an environment that is conducive to learning. And really that just means that you're opening up the ability for people to want to be there and want to learn. And it also creates an environment that allows the educator to grow. You don't want an educator to get there and just stay and be stagnant. You want them to grow, continue taking risks, take chances, and grow and be more creative. Along with that, it does increase morale, creativity, and productivity. When you allow the educator or the student to be creative, all types of wonderful things can happen. So, and sometimes you do fail, and that's okay, because once you fail, you're going to learn from that. And again, things just continuously spike in terms of productivity. And then together we create better. If you're in this together as not only faculty, but the students and as a whole, together you can create a very great environment and just allow for a very successful school in general, but creating that ability to produce students that are going to make positive impacts in the world as they move beyond your school. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope you enjoyed.